Okay. Let's get this started. I think we good. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is, y'all. What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Y'all already know we on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 11,000 subscribers. So continue to support by liking, sharing, and also hitting something called that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap into the membership portion of the page. Different memberships gain different access. So again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Also, we got over 450 rewatch videos of this podcast on this channel. So make sure, again, that you support by tapping into those videos. Again, they're great for conversational starters with your friends, family, loved ones, acquaintances, co-workers. But, we have a lot of fun in these videos. So, again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. This is episode 179. It's a lot of episodes. So again, I want to thank y'all for supporting the show, supporting the pod. Your support is everything, and it means the world to us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If this is your first time, I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. And again, we're on every Thursday and every Sunday p.m. Again, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. So again, make sure y'all tune and tap in. I'm on live. People always text me right when I go on live, and they know I'm on live, but they do it anyway. Whatever, right? All right, y'all. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. Also, I want to thank for all those that have been supporting my new EP, Winners Loyalty. Continue to support. For those, again, if it's your first time, tap into any music platform that you're frequenting. Type in Ashley Lovechild. My new EP, 6 songs are full of fire. True hip hop fans, tap into Winners Loyalty. It's a fire, and it's the most noticeable album out right now. It's the NBA logo sign, but I made it my sign. Well, it was inspired by the NBA logo, so inspired by the NBA logo. So, but all right, y'all already know first segment of the night. Let's have a whole lot of fun. Y'all already know how we give it up. This is popular opinions. Again, these are the world's questions. These are not our questions. Stick to the answers in the questions, y'all. Also, this segment is brought to you by OUV Records. You see it right there. You go to Instagram right now or later on in the show. You go to Instagram at OUV Records, or after the show. You go to Instagram at OUV Records, and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. So again, tap into OUV Records. I said Button Snaps, OUV Records. Also, real quick, what am I doing? I want to shout out to the chat. The chat is heavy in the building already. Some of our day one, some of our badge holders. Again, I want to thank you for y'all support. Appreciate it immensely in the building. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Shout out to Treeman in the building. Shout out to Culture in the building. Shout out to Winter in the building. Shout out to King P. Thank you for the gifted Just Cause, bro. Dope podcast each and every episode. Thank you again for the gifted. We appreciate that. And shout out to Culture. I shout out Culture already. So shout out to y'all already in the building, man. We appreciate it immensely. Stay engaged in the chat. We love the engagement in the chat. And let's just have a good time, y'all. All right, let's get it popping. First popular opinion question of the night. And again, y'all, these are not our questions. These are the world's questions. Stick to the answers in the questions. All right. Favorite. Sorry. What? Okay. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I these questions was going crazy. Okay. What president will go down as the best in history? What president will go down as the best in history? Number one, Barack Obama. Number two, Donald Trump. Number three, Joe Biden. Number four, unsure. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, the question is, which president will go down as the best president in history? Number one, Barack Obama. Number two, Donald Trump. Number three, Joe Biden. Number four, unsure. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Me personally, all Joe Biden, I'm gonna start off first and foremost, was terrible. He was terrible. He was terrible. You talk about run the country into abyss. He was terrible. He never should have been the president, and that lets you know where we were, that he was the strongest candidate that we had for him to get voted as president. Donald Trump. Now, say what you want about Donald Trump. I will say this. He's been making some moves. And I've said this for the very beginning. Regardless if I'm for or against Donald Trump, the way that his story is being set up as far as the things he had to go, the things he's overcoming, the things that he's going through, whether they're self-inflicted or not, the moves that he's making, he's set up to be the best president that we've ever had. Based on the storyline, based on the impact, that's how it's set up to be. Before the end of this term, the country, I guarantee, will be the best we've ever been as far as financials, growth. I mean, by the time he leaves office, he's going to be ahead of the pack on everything, foreign policy, everything. I'm telling you, I already seen the pieces already moved in place. So that's what I believe. As far as Barack Obama, he did a lot of things in office that wasn't for melanated people. He helped everybody else out except for melanated people. If you ask the average melanated person, as of right now, Barack Obama is not necessarily in our good graces or favor. Now, if you ask a certain demographic, then that would be a different answer. But, and I'm talking about a certain demographic within the culture, right? But when he was in office and while he was running, he was supposed to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. And, regardless of what happened, which matters, I don't think he was the best president that we've ever had by far. So that's my opinion. So in the chat, they saying unsure. They going unsure in the chat. The rest of the, and again, I went with Donald Trump. The rest of the world at 56%. Mind you, over 182,000 people voted on this. 56% said Barack Obama will go down as the best president in history. Again, this is what the people saying based on this question. I don't agree, but that's what the people said. So, hey, it is what it is on that question. That's the popular opinion on that. All right, y'all, moving on to our next popular opinion question. Which NBA team had the worst offseason? Which NBA team had the worst offseason? Hold on, I see my team on here. Whoa. All right, number one, the Lakers. Number two, the Kings. Number three, the Warriors. Number four, the Nets. Why is my Nets on here? Like that I'm having a big problem with that. I'm on live. What are y'all doing? Again, y'all, which team had the worst off season? Which NBA team had the worst off season? Number one, the Lakers. Number two, the Kings. Number three, the Warriors. Number four, the Nets. Again, let me know what y'all think in the chat. Me personally, I'm gonna break all this down. So with the Lakers, I don't feel like they did enough. Me personally, you got LeBron James, you got Luca over there, you got number 15. I think his name is Reeves. I could be getting his name wrong, but he could play the two guard slash point guard. He could play. They are missing pieces. They just brought in DeAndre Ayton. They brought in Jake LaRiva. He could shoot. Marcus Smart. These are tough guys, but are they going to help you beat Houston? And Houston to me is bottom tier. You're not going to beat the Timberwolves with that team. You're not going to beat Denver with that team. You're not going to beat OKC with that team. You're not going to beat a healthy Clippers team. You're going to get smoked against a healthy Clipper team. You're not beating any of those teams. So it's the Lakers. Like they supposed to make big moves, and the whole time they couldn't find a trading partner for LeBron James. LeBron James was actually trying to get traded off the Lakers. So I don't think they had a great offseason as well. The Kings, they brought in Trey Lyles, Marquise Folks, Doug McDermott, Joe Crowder, Jason Jones. Those are guys, but not enough. Not enough. That's still, you're just filling out the roster with those guys, in my opinion, and no disrespect. And then my Nets. I mean, my Nets. My Nets. We got a young squad. It's young energy. No more old dogs. We got old dogs up out of here. So we got Cam Thomas. We brought in Michael Porter Jr. We brought in Terrence Mann to be a solid rotational piece. And I like our draft picks, to be honest with you. Now, I wish that if I could trade Spurs draft picks for our draft picks, I'll do that. Outside the Spurs, I think we had the second best draft out of everybody. We had 5 first-round picks, and I think we hit the ground running with these 5 guys. I don't think all 5 will be stars, but I think we're going to find a real foundation, whether these guys are going to be superstars, rotational players, or the next guy. But I'm excited to see their journey. We got Agor Demon. He needs he needs to develop some more. But again, great prospect. Danny Wolf, an athletic version of Jokic to me. That's what he reminds me of. More athletic version of Jokic, and he's like 7'1". Ben Seraph, I like how Seraph play. He got that game. He goes at his own pace. He's a combo guard. Noel Trere, he's smoking fast. He uses speed. I like his game. And Drake Powell, I've yet to see, but they said his potential's through the roof. So I don't think we had the worst offseason by far. We shouldn't even been on this list. And the Warriors, they didn't do nothing. They didn't have to do nothing. They have a decent foundation. You still got Steph. You still got Jesus Christ. Not to say his name in vain, but you still have y'all know who I'm talking about. They still got Jimmy Butler. They still got Butler. They still got a solid team. You got Kuminga. You got a solid team. Draymond is still solid. So they got a solid team. So out of everybody on this list, Lakers, Kings, Warriors, and Nets, team with the worst offseason to me is the Lakers, because their roster matters. So that's my opinion. Even though the Kings, I don't know what they're doing over there. So I went with the Lakers. The chat, I believe, went with the Kings as well. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Just tapped in. Appreciate you. Appreciate Dane, Rainey, and Valley 33. Appreciate y'all tapping in. So again, I went with the Lakers. The chat went with the Kings. The rest of the world at 66%. Mind you, 81,000 people voted on this, y'all. 81. The rest of the world at 66% went with the Warriors. I don't agree. I don't agree. They could have used a solid pickup, but like let's be real, they're still playing for the playoffs. I wouldn't say they're championships, but they're definitely a playoff bound team. So to say they had the worst off season, nah. I disagree wholeheartedly. Uh, identity poli- Identity politics. People say he was the best because he was black. They couldn't name you a single policy of his that they liked. Valley 33. Are you talking about with the question who's going to be the best president going down in history? I agree. I agree. And a lot of people that do stick up for Barack is very fear politics, identity politics. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Fear mongering. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So I agree. I agree with that. Uh, Good morning, brother. So you must be somewhere on the West Coast where y'all got the morning. Okay, shout out to Rainy in the building. Appreciate you. And just snubbed. All right, man. Dame. Appreciate you tapping in. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Hollywood Need to Ask Us. I came up with the segment because there's a lot of trash movies in Hollywood with no type of creativity, no type of just like the people been wanting this. We need this. There's nothing, and it's the same thing, just you know over and over again. So I came up. I think I have better ideas for movies or a movie series. I will say this: going to the movies this past week was a time. It was a time. But we're talking about July. That's the only like we got 12 months in a year. So out of all 12 months, July is easily the most popping month by far as far as movies that came out. Cause when I went to the movies this past week, it was like 5 movies. I was like, yo, I will really see that. So and I saw 2 of them. So, but again, I got better movie ideas. So Hollywood Need to Ask Us. My idea for tonight is I want to see a new horror film that's based in country music. How country music has a base for horror, right? So I would love to see that correlation with horror and country music because if you listen to most country music, it sounds like the saddest thing in the world. And then in the same song, you come out the fire and the storms and the broken house and there's love at the end of the rainbow. And so I would love to see a horror film based on country music, and I would cast it as follow. I would cast Tom Holland, Billy Bob Thornton, Florence Pugh, Gina Gershon, Tay Diggs, Sean Patrick Thomas, and Kendrick Sampson. I think that would be an outstanding cast for an idea like this. I think this would be absolute fire. And again, the idea is the correlation between horror and country music themes, and I think it would just be a fire movie. Shout out to Riley in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Have you checked out Quinn J? You always ask me about Quinn J. Yes, I tapped in. He has some dope music. So shout out to Quinn J. Shout out to 404 Love. Nah, G. You don't like the idea of 404 Love. Hi namesake. Shout out to Reaction in the building. Who really casting. Shout out to Reaction in the building. Appreciate you tapping in from Indy. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Who you really casting? No, that's really the cast. That's really the cast, bro. Tom Holland, Billy Bob Thornton, Florence Pugh, Gina Gershon, Tay Diggs, Sean Patrick Thomas, and Kendrick Sampson. Y'all know who Billy Bob Thornton is. He doesn't need any introduction. Y'all know who Tom Holland is. He's the new Spider-Man. Florence Pugh, oh man, she was in Thunderbolts. Gina Gershon, she's in, just type in Gina Gershon. She's in a whole bunch of stuff. She's a legend. Y'all know who Tay Diggs is. Y'all know who Sean Patrick Thomas is. and Kendrick Sampson. He played in a bunch of stuff. He played the boyfriend towards the end, and what's the show with Issa Rae, the HBO show. Well, he was the dude that was the barbershop dude. So I think that again, that's a fire cast, bro. That's a fire cast. Where are you from, brother? I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. But I am a movie buff. So a movie like this, again, horror film with a correlation of country music would be fire. Trust me. Trust me. You'll thank me later if they do this. What about Jussie Smollett? What is he doing now? Jussie Smollett is a good actor, but not for this project. Not for this project. Go with this cast right here. This cast right here, this will be out the park. I'm telling you, this will be out the park. Shout out to Joe Smith in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. But this will be a fire movie. I'm telling you, this will be a fire movie. Everybody that's casted, their acting ability is through the roof. It's through the roof. And they have the ability to be very versatile. So again, trust me, this is gonna be fire. This is gonna be fire. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment, our must-see segment. Some of y'all most favorite segment of the show. For some of y'all first-time watchers, this segment is what I give y'all some must-watch movies, whether new or old. They're going to be fire, so make sure y'all tap into these movies. Is he a lion position or what is he? I get the. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I did meet Jussie one time. This was a minute ago. This was when Empire was like the #1 show on TV. I had a small situation going on with Power 105, and I had to go up there for, for some questions, do like a small interview, and then I was gonna do a performance at the what they call that, the Donut Lounge, or it's some lounge that they got, and it was crazy, but I ended up getting like ads and stuff like that, so which was cool. So I ended up meeting him in the process, him and the other kid that played Hakeem. They're small dudes in person too. But Jussie was cool. He was cool. But the other kid, Berkshire, he was chilling. I don't want to say nothing negative, but he was chilling. He was cool and all. But they small guys. They not like, you know what I'm saying, physically opposing guys. They small guys, but they was cool. Leaf, my cousin Leaf is in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit them likes. Hit them 100s. Hit them likes. Don't be stingy with them likes and them 100s in the chat. Double tap with my tip. Appreciate. Shout out to Bruce Wayne in the building. Happy belated, bro. By the way, I moved to Texas. I did not know. That's what's up, bro. I was gonna move to Texas last year. So I'm proud of you, and thank you for the birthday wishes, bro. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, I was gonna move to Dallas last year, and at the last second, what I'm saying, they came with a deal I couldn't resist, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here in Florida. You know what I mean? But shout out to my cousin. Shout out to D Town. Appreciate you tapping in. R.I.P. Hogan, man. Prayers to him and his family. I'm going to speak about that later. I actually have Hulk Hogan on the ticket, and I will speak about Hulk Hogan tonight. Tonight's episode. All right, so our must-see segment, again, some movies that y'all must tap into. Fire must-see movies. #1 came out in 2018, directed by S. Craig Zahler. This movie is cast by Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn. I say Mel Gibson like that because he's a jerk, but this particular project is fire. Mel Gibson, Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Carpenter, Michael Jai White, Tori Kittles, Laurie Holden, and the legendary Don Johnson. Fire movie called Dragged Across the Concrete. Make sure y'all tap into see that movie. It's fire. Make sure y'all tap in. My second must-see movie came out this year, and I just seen it too. And it's a must-see if you haven't. It's directed by Gerald Johnston. This cast is Ivana Savano, Jenny Davis, Violet McGrew, Aim Donald, Allison Williams, and Jermaine Clement. This movie is called Megan 2.0. Fire movie off the horror film. The first movie was a horror film. They changed it into something different than a horror film, but it is fire. It's very interesting and it's very fire. Y'all know, Megan already, but 2.0 was fire. Third must-see movie, my final movie for tonight, again came out 2025, directed by James Gunn, the legendary James Gunn. This stars David Kersensweat, Rochelle Broswain, Nicholas Hoult, Elizabeth Merced, Nathan Fillion, and Millie Alcock, and Bradley Cooper. This movie is called Superman. The new Superman is out. Y'all already know who Superman is. Yo, I don't know if y'all heard, but this new Superman, fire. Must see. The cinematography is crazy. The script is crazy. The dude that played Lex Luthor, he was on one, like from front to back. Fire must-see movie. So again, my 3 must-see movies is Dragged Across the Concrete, Megan 2.0, and Superman. Make sure y'all tap into those movies, fire movies. Why you look 20 and 45 at the same time. That's funny. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That was a good one. Appreciate that. So I would keep your moms and I would keep your girl away from you then. So shout out to Tattooed on My Bones. Appreciate you tapping in. Pain is generated in your mind to survive, meaning all senses aren't real but made up. Appreciate that. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm gonna definitely keep them away. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You stupid. All right, y'all. Moving on to our must hear. I'm gonna give y'all some music to tap into. Very high vibrational. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, whether it's brand new, or whether it's old. I'm gonna give y'all some fire stuff. So make a playlist of these 3 songs, 5 songs of these artists. Artist I'm profiling tonight is City High. If you never heard of City High, fire group. So make sure y'all put these 3 songs on your playlist by City High. Number 1, You Don't Know Me, fire song. Number 2, Caramel featuring Eve, fire song. Number 3, What Would You Do? Fire, flamed out song, popping song. I'm telling you, it's such a fire song. So make sure again y'all tap into City High. Put these 3 songs on your playlist. You Don't Know Me, Caramel featuring Eve, and What Would You Do? Fire songs. So make sure y'all tap in. All right, y'all, moving on to our must-read books. I'm going to give y'all some books to read, to tap in, expand your mind. The Science of Microwaves. The Science of Microwaves, and it's by Owen Delaney. Make sure y'all tap into this book. It's a good book. People don't realize the harm that microwaves do to us, our bodies, our brains. And if you stuck in the microwave trap instead of heating up your food in the oven, it's going to have long-lasting effects. And some of us have just grown up on microwaves. It's just a part of how you eat, right? You got to switch it up. You got to switch it up. There's going to be a new type of cancer that's developing in your body as we speak, and you don't even know it, and you want to jump onto a new wave. So make sure y'all tap into the book. This book is called The Science of Microwaves. Again, it's by Owen Delaney. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Send them to turkey or nah. Send them to turkey or nah. Y'all already know how this go. We came up with this segment because I covered a story where a young man was looking rainbow, acting rainbow, and in Turkey, they jailed him for months for doing and acting as such. So Turkey has some very strenuous and bizarre laws, and they not having it, so it became an inside joke on the show that we send people to Turkey. So our first one, remember y'all, type in T or type in the chat if we sending them to Turkey or not. Mayor Adams, or Mayor of New York, Eric Adams, was caught doing pull-ups in the neighborhood, just doing it. So are we sending him to Turkey or nah? Are we sending him to Turkey or nah? Me personally, I'm sending dude to Turkey. I'm sending, Mayor Adams just be doing too much of nothing. Like, I don't know if he was doing this to seem like, you know, he's down to earth and, you know, he's like everybody else. And it's like, yo, bro, get it together. People don't need you to do pull-ups on the corner of New York City, bro. People don't need that. Go to a gym. You got access of all types of gyms. You want to get buff, do that there. But there's real things that need to be done in New York City, and you're avoiding all of that. So I don't understand how he even found the time to walk past the signs in New York City and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do some pull-ups. Like, yo, bro, you're not gaining no points for that. It's just empty calories. It's a whole bunch of nothing. Do something with your time. He just beat a case. So you go from beating your case to doing pull-ups in a corner of New York City somewhere. Like, yo, what are we doing? Who is his team? I really feel like his team sit around and be like, yo, we should think of some bad ideas. We really should. Now, forget all the good ideas. Let's do all the stuff that we think about that we could do for TikTok and social media. We should do that. That's a bad idea. Yeah, we don't care about none of that. We don't care about stuff like sense. That makes no sense for him to do that. You got more pressing matters, bro. More pressing matters. The chat is agreeing with me. They sending him to Turkey as well. Send him to Turkey. They saying send him to Turkey just cause. Meanwhile, and Mama Danae is walking up and down Manhattan talking to the actual people. Shout out to Gone Deaf in the build. Appreciate you tapping in. Everyone has been trying to copy Mama Dana, but none of them are actually for the people, unlike Mama Dea. Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Regardless on who's at the helm in New York City, just do a good job. That's all the people ask. Just do a good job. It don't take much to make New Yorkers happy. It don't. All New Yorkers ask for real, that we know that can be controlled, or it can be controlled. It can't be fixed, but it can be controlled. Easier flow of traffic. That would be nice. 2, cleaner streets. We don't want the streets smelling like butthole when we wake up. And mind you, I haven't been in New York City in about a year. And I already know, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn. I already know what it smelled like over there. I already know what that morning feel like. That funk of the morning is crazy. So that would be nice. Safer streets would be nice. It can be controlled. Can't be solved, but it can be controlled, because in New York City, if you get caught with a gun, that's automatic. You going away automatically. Oh, you got bullets in the gun? Oh, yeah, so that's more time. So you can't control violence in New York City. You can't stop it, but you can control it. New York has its own type of politics. So there's things that he can do to help New Yorkers, you know what I'm saying? And stop with the stop and frisk. Stop with BS parking tickets, and like it's just many ways you could have New Yorkers actually happy for Mayor Adams, and he's just doing a whole bunch of nothing, yo. Shout out to Nesto in the building, Nesto Hernandez. Ernesto Mendoza. No, I'm playing. That's my favorite character from Shane. But shout out to Ernesto, one of our day ones. Shout out to you, brother, for tapping in. Bro, you can't speak to Ash like that. Oh man, bro, I'm trying to break the record for the largest record jerk ever. You want it? Uh, not on some. It's about legacy. Uh, Maylee 3000 in the building. Unless you, Little Wayne. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. Ernesto, one of our day ones, 179 episodes of tapping in. So appreciate you, Ernesto. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Send them to turkey or not. Send them to turkey or not. Remember, type in T or type in N. Type in T or type in N. All right. A woman goes viral after admitting getting her son arrested due to his lack of respect for her and her just being fearful of her life. Like, I seen a video of a young man and his mother. They're having a conversation. It's turning a bit volatile towards mom. And, not too much longer, there was a video that she was admitting to that she actually got him arrested because she felt fearful. He actually tried to take the phone out her hand, like physically. It just looked bad. It was all red flags. And, like, I'm going to say this, right? Especially for sons and growing sons, if you're anywhere from 17 to 24, and you're at that age where you and your mom's relationship is taking on a new identity. You're always going to be your mother's baby, but y'all entering a new place where she has to treat you as an adult, right? But here's the thing. You have to act like one too. Can't be a grown child. And what I mean by that is you can't play adult under somebody else's roof. If you're not paying your own bills, if you're not making your own way, then you can't call your own shots. You can't ask to be treated as something if you don't act as such. So most times when you're at that age of adulthood, because in my eyes, once you turn 20, you're an adult. In my eyes, 18, 19, you're a kid. 20, you're an adult. You're a young adult, but you're still an adult. That's at the age where what you do matters. What your action does matters. How you act around people, what you do, that shit matters. So at the end of the day, if you want that respect from mom, from dad, then you have to act accordingly. You want to act like an adult, be an adult. And they would act accordingly. Simple and plain. If they don't, you say, yo, I pay my own way. I make my own moves. So mom, dad, I appreciate this type of respect moving forward. The video I saw, it was bad. I'm not surprised, and I don't necessarily blame this woman for getting her son arrested. Me personally, obviously, I'm a man, so I wouldn't be in that situation because I would end up putting my son through the floor. Me personally, but she's a woman and she physically can't. She can't outman him. She can't outmuscle him. So I get it. He needs some sort of healthy fear of his mom. So I get it. They raised a great question in the chat. Where's the dad at in that particular instance? So at this particular situation, I don't really view her as wrong myself because, again, there has to be some sort of respect. As your dad, well, I have a daughter, but if I had a son, he disrespect me. Like, for those who, it's the first time watching, I'm a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't play that, you know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. My pops didn't play that. Y'all see him in the background. He didn't play that, you know what I'm saying? I don't play that. I'm 4.0 of him, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to discipline, So at the end of the day, I could get why she did it. She needed to establish a healthy fear, respect, and he needs to learn better because the rest of the world ain't gonna love you, bro. You only get one mom, one dad, and once they gone, they're gone. There ain't no coming back, and there ain't no substitute neither. I don't care how close you are with your friend's mom or your friend's dad. They're not your parent. They could love you unconditionally. Your connection could be through the roof. But ain't nothing like mom and dad. Nothing like mom and dad. Even if they're pieces of shit, there's still nothing like mom and dad. So I would say that. Let me check out the chat real quick. Y'all going in. What the hell's wrong with your head, man? Shout out to Steve. Ernesto, bro, little man would get the 1-2 Mayweather. That's a fact. Hey, but the homie in jail, we love. Ernesto, you are hilarious, bro. Hilarious. But yeah, man. Like at the end of the day, I understand it wholeheartedly, and he needs to have that healthy respect of his mom. I don't know any young man, that would jack putting your hands on moms. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember one time I said something crazy to my mother, and it wasn't aggressive or nothing like that. It was just like she said something to me, and I was like, I don't even care, like for real, to tell you the truth. And I was probably like 7 years old. My brother, you see him right there, rest in peace. My brother right there, and talk to mommy like that again. You know what I'm saying? Talk to her like that again. Straight snuffing you. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, that man was 11 years older than me. And was like, yo, talk to mommy like telling you don't care. Snuffing you. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying? So nobody would jack that. Nobody would jack that at all. What are you talking? Shout out to Kevin in the building for tapping in. We're talking about the mom that went viral for after she admitted to getting her son arrested because she was fearful of him. They had an interaction where it got aggressive, it got physical, and she had him arrested because of that fear that she have for him. So I'm not mad at that she did do that. It's unfortunate that it had to go there where, as a parent, you don't want to have your children arrested. But for a woman that can't physically control her son, what else she's supposed to do? I mean, but and it's also double-sided too, because where's his dad? Where's the men in his life? Did you up and do this now? Or throughout his childhood where he exhibit, bucking and basically, not listening to you? What happened to the big brothers or cousins or nephews, or uncles to come through and tighten them up a little bit? Like how my big brother told me, he was like, yo, talk to mommy like that again. I'm straight snuffing you, straight like that. You know what I'm saying? So where was his big brother? Where was his father? Where was the uncles? Where was the people that was supposed to be there to help mom really situate that whole thing? Because at the end of the day, when things go left in your life, and I'm trying to find the right words to say it, when things go left in your life, as a grown man, your mother is the only woman that you're ever going to have in your life, for the most of us, that always going to believe the best in you regardless of what you did. She's the only woman that's always going to believe the best in you. Like, you can have a girlfriend, you can have a woman that loves you and holds you down, but at some point, she won't always believe the best in you. Mom Dukes, no matter what you do, because she know her child, she always going to believe the best in you. So it's a serious miscalculation on how he's moving and operating, thinking that's okay to physically do anything to his mom, snatch the phone out her hand or whatever the case may be. I didn't see him hit her, but I seen him try to snatch the phone and smack the phone. Like, now what if you'd have missed the phone and hit her face? Then what? Right? So again, as a grown man, I'm not jacking it, and I don't know anybody that would jack that. Seeing a mother go through that with her son, seeing a sibling, like I just don't know no man who will go through that. Bro, yapping hard. Appreciate you, Aaron, for tapping in. He's tripping. Appreciate you tapping in. Don't be a weirdo. If you're gonna support, support. Shout out to Chuck in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Chuck Norris once. Okay, I feel you. Okay, weirdo. Oh, Eric in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. What you capping about today? Appreciate you, Eric, for being a weirdo. All right, y'all. And here's the thing, right? You on my platform, and instead of coming in, cracking jokes or showing light and energy, you're coming with the weird. Don't be a stain. Stains are people that can't shine by being positive. Don't be a stain. Crack some jokes. I like a good joke. You know what I'm saying? I like to cook myself, though. So it's unfortunate that you can't put your pictures up and I could cook back. So, you feel me? But don't be a stain. Be here to support. Don't be weird. Shout out to Julio in the building. Are you famous? Famous to you? You here? That being famous it's a meaningless term. So I'll never say that I'm not famous. No, I'm not. Well, it depends on who you ask. You know. No, I'm not famous. Shout out to LJ. And fame comes with a price that I'm not willing to pay. So I'm gonna say hell no. I'm not willing to pay the price. My butthole is a virgin. It's gonna stay a virgin. Shout out to LJ in the building. I got 5 for Malik Thomas Edits. Okay, did you hear about the guy who was hit by? Okay, shout out to Andrew. Weird. You look familiar. You probably see me all over the place, bro. Shout out to Polly in the building. Are you from Brooklyn? Absolutely. Yes, sir, Pop. Big Flatbush in the building, baby. Shout out to Shauna in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit them likes, hit the 100s, hit them likes, hit the 100s. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, Button Snaps. That's button-snaps.com. That's button-snaps.com. First hot topic of the night, y'all. I want to send a big rest in peace to the legendary. He's been, when he passed away the other day, it really felt like a family member then passed away for real. So big shout out, my condolences to his family, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Like, as long as I've been alive, the Cosby's, the show, has always been a mainstay, not just in cultured homes, but homes all over the place. That's one thing that, well, one of the things that we could like really like bond on, right? The goodness of the show and what it meant. And the biggest reason why I really mess with Theo's character at Malcolm Jamal Warner playing Theo, he wasn't necessarily a Brooklyn kid, but he was just a good kid. Raised in a good family, wasn't trying to be, gangster, like how a lot of people that come from good families, they trying to play Papa Doc, but their name is Clarence. Parents got a real good marriage, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the authenticity that he was just a good kid, just getting into stuff, getting in earrings when he wasn't supposed to. He hollering at girls, he throwing parties, slipping slides, like he doing normal teenage stuff and trying not to get in trouble. And the acting ability that he displayed, and then moving on from the show to do other things like Malcolm and Eddie and other movies and other shows. I just appreciate that brother. You never seen him in any scandal off camera. You never seen him in any type of mess. And most people, I wouldn't say most, all people that have been around him have nothing but great things to say about Malcolm Jamal Warner. I've always seen him be an instrument of positivity. He's heavy in hip hop culture as well as jazz and R&B culture, and he's always been a positive force. So again, shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Your life is not in vain. Rest in peace, big bro. And I really wish his family the best. He was 54 years old. That's no age to be passing away, y'all. That's no age to be passing away. Like that's crazy, and it's crazy how he passed away. And he didn't even look 54 years old. Brother was still working out, still in shape, and still looked like he get all the hoes. But he was, you know, he had his lady, he had his daughter. But again, shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Again, my condolences to his family. The Cosby home was in Brooklyn. That's a fact. Now that part of Brooklyn, growing up for me, it was like, yeah, that's definitely like Lafayette Street. You know, that's down by the Barclays. And for those who don't know the history of Brooklyn, living in the area of the Barclays now, oh, that's big business. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? That's great living over there. But in the 90s, yeah, that's not somewhere you want to live, bro. Not at all. It was rough over there. It needed a whole lot of lotion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Jergens over there. So, you know, that particular area was wild funny because it was like, yo, that part of Brooklyn, I choose that part of Brooklyn. So, but Cosby Show is legendary. Legendary. Also, Hulk Hogan, he just passed. I'm going to get to Hulk Hogan, and there's a reason why I'm going to get to Hulk Hogan. There's a reason why. But again, rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. All right, moving on to our next hot topic, Kobe Bryant. In recent Bleacher Report, they dropped Kobe Bryant out of the top 10 greatest players of all time. Bleacher Report, in their recent top 100, left Kobe Bean Bryant, the Mamba, out of their top 10. My first question is, who is Bleacher? Who's Bleacher? Who's the crew? Who was the panel for putting this together? Because Kobe, and I seen the rest of the list, and their list was crazy. They had like Chris Webber down at like 80 something. Like their list was crazy and bizarre. But Kobe Bean Bryant, you mean to tell me there's 10 people better than Bean? Ever? 10 players better than Bean? No. See, this is why when things like this happen, people have to lose their credibility. Yes, they have to. Because nobody watching basketball, and I've been watching basketball all my life, and since Kobe came into the league, I watched Kobe's career. When Kobe came into the league, I was what, maybe 10, 11? Him, AI, Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen. I mean, that class was special. Antoine Walker. I mean, I could go on and on. That class was special. And Kobe Bryant wasn't the guy in that draft class. He wasn't the guy. Jermaine O'Neal, he wasn't the guy. He had a whole lot of potential coming out of high school. 17 years old. I remember he went to a stacked Lakers team. And for those who don't remember that team, we're talking about somebody named Shaquille O'Neal, just somebody. Nick Van Axel, Eddie Jones. These are just guys. Cedric Sabalas. I don't think people remember how nice Nick Van Axel, Eddie Jones, like it's Cedric Sabalas. These guys was buckets. And he went to that team. That team. By this time, by All-Star break, he won the dunking contest, and I believe he won MVP of that rookie game, featuring Allen Iverson, Stephon Marbury, Ray Allen, Anton Walker, Marcus Camby. I believe Peja Stojakovic was a part of that draft. Heavy draft. Heavy draft. John Wallace. And he was the standout. Fast forward a couple years later, Afro Kobe, wilding out, killing the league at 22. Killing. Winning. Now he winning chips with Shaq. 3-peat. They try to figure the struggle of the team between him and Shaq. Shaq like, yo, I'm out. I'm going to go to Miami. He wins a chip right away. Shout out to Shaq. Amazing player. Most dominated player I've ever seen in the NBA. Bean was like, all right, cool. Get the team together. Then he rips off too. So the fact that they left him off the top 10, you cannot name 10 players better than him. And this is how they do it. I'm going to tell you how they do it. They list players by their position, and then they basically have a lottery. So obviously, if your list don't start off with Michael Jordan, I'm not going to take your list seriously. If your number 2 is not Kareem, LeBron, Kobe, I can't take your list serious because it's arguable for that number 2, and then 3, so on and so forth. But you can't find 10 players better than Kobe beating Bryant. You can't do that. So their list, and the rest of their list is ridiculous too. If you've seen the rankings of the players, you like, there's no way they will get cooked, flame broiled. So I just don't understand the list. They was bugging, and I want to know who Bleacher is. Because Bleacher is somebody, and, he made his business, the report, into a business that the NBA reports to. They shouldn't report to them anymore. You don't know what he's talking about. Seriously. Shout out to Piano Arnold in the building. Hey, yeah, Nick had game. Nick the Quick. That's right. Nick Van Axel. Nick Van Axel, for those who don't know, if you look Nick Van Axel up, he used to torture dudes in the league. Nick Van Axel, if you want to know what he looked like as far as basketball-wise, Nick Van Axel was 1.0. I'm going to say this. He was 1.5 of Kyrie Irving. The 1.0 version is Rod Strickland. 1.5 is Nick Van Axel. 2.0 is Kyrie Irving. Quick, crafty, handles galore, can make any shot in the lane, 3-point shot. He used to cook. On the team with Shaq and Eddie Jones. So yeah, you know your basketball. Shout out to you. Shout out to literally Track. You got a funny name. Who is Kobe? Who is this Kobe person? Never heard of him. I feel you. Never heard of her. I feel you. Michael was playing against bums. I'm not going to dignify that. Jacksonville kid, Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was a straight-up dog. Straight-up dog. Straight-up dog. Beast. Beast. But Bean, top 10, that's laughable. That's laughable. So the fact that he's not even in the top 10 is, I don't take everybody's sports takes serious at all. I don't even talk sports in regular everyday life. I don't do that with random people. I don't. And most of these people ain't never really played sports. They watch. Ain't nothing wrong with watching, but damn, Kobe not top 10? At least top 10? I'm not taking you serious. If Kobe not in your top 5, I'm not taking you serious. How you not in the top 10 and you're the #2 best 2 guard ever of all time. Ever. Nah. I love Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, I used to say this all the time, right? Allen Iverson is and was so beloved by the public just because of his energy. People just love AI. I used to say this as a kid. I used to tell this to my friends. I say, yo, AI could come to the hood right now and nobody would press him. Everybody would just be happy that he's here. And y'all know how AI used to roll. He still roll with the heavy chain. I remember young AI, his chains was something crazy. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Crazy. Bentley on the neck. Ice, all icy, straight diamonds, see-through diamonds. Just diamond out, you know what I'm saying? So, and I always used to say that he could go to any hood and nobody would touch AI just because the love they have for AI, because he's so embedded into the culture. Allen Iverson created a whole nother culture in the NBA. I got mad love for AI. So I appreciate, shout out to Paul in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Don't forget, y'all, hit them likes, hit them 100s, hit them likes, hit them 100s. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. A 22-year-old man from Jacksonville, William McNeil, was violently arrested, and it was caught on viral video of the police breaking the glass, punching him in the face, dragging him out the car. There's a lot of backlash from that. Seeing that video, oh man, like, it makes me wonder, do videos matter anymore? Because I always used to say documentation is everything. I mean, you see it in the box, right? Document. You have to document, right? Document is very important. There was a time and place when you caught something on camera, on footage, that, yo, things should change, right? Like, yo, there's a real outpour, there's a real outcry for this. And too many times in our community, in the culture community, when things like this happen, we don't hear the whole world. We just hear the culture speak. And too many times when other things happen to other people outside of the culture, as a cultured man, we somehow, some way see ourselves in these people. So where's the outcry? Where is that? Because these police is in your neighborhood too. And I'm saying this, and I got law enforcement in my family, all through my family, all through it. And for the public, there is no checking system amongst police officers. There's no checking system. And I had this discussion with one of my cousins who is a cop. And I'm like, yo, is there a real checking system amongst y'all? And he candidly said no. He also admitted that it's cliquey. These are your crew officers and that's your crew officers. They don't get up in yours and vice versa. So it makes me wonder, because again, if I'm representing something and this person represents the same thing I represent, how do I not check this person? We represent the same smart tech. We wear the same colors. So if you do something, it's going to give a negative image to what we do. We move for safety of all and fairness of people, correct? And when we don't, and if we don't, then we're going to pay a harsh penalty. You got people out here really talking about taking the law to the law. And that's not something that I would want to my cousin or anybody in my family that's law enforcement. But again, that goes a part of the checking system. I grew up boxing. I grew up playing football. I grew up playing basketball. I got into music probably in my late teens. So in sports, the reason why I bring up sports in particular, when you play on a football team, especially when you get to high school and college, there's 100 dudes on a college team. And if you do things outside of the team, that's not a part of what we do, best believe when we get into the locker room, you will be addressed properly. I done seen it. I've been a part of it. And it's a no-fly zone. And what that means is if I had a teammate that was essaying women, he would get dealt with, whether it's myself or by another teammate. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was the, cool, funny teammate, but I do have a heckle and jive side. I am a Cancer, yes. So I do have a part of me that can, I could go left a little bit. Yeah, so what? But it was addressed that we're not jacking the situation that you're doing. So where's the real checking system with police officers? Where's the other police officers that say, yo, that was uncalled for. Yo, don't do stuff like that. And we've been seeing this too many times and for too long. Where is going to be the real checking system? Where they going to say, yo, in blank county, we don't do that up here. We treat this shit accordingly and fairly. We're going to give it to any and everybody up here. Or we're going to keep it cool with everybody up here. It's either or. Where's the real checking system? So Jacksonville police, they don't even feel compelled to have any type of wrongdoing. So that's cool. So they don't think that that could be their son driving or their daughter driving, and that could go through the same situation with a random cop that don't know you from your county or not familiar with you and your badge or your crew or your team. This got to stop. There used to be a time when videotape actually mattered, and it don't anymore. It don't. You got body cam by the cop. You got footage from this kid's purview from his name again is William McNeil. So where's the change? There's no accountability, and nothing is going to happen. They just going to wait, probably pay a little money, and just move this along. So I just don't understand at all. Videotape doesn't matter no more, in my opinion. That's just where I'm at with it. And the cop that did it, where's the real retribution? Like, you have all these people that go, well, I don't want to say all these people. There are people in the culture that go by YNs. This is the time to show up and show out. If you're going to crash out, don't crash out about somebody that looked like you, that stepped on your sneaker accidentally, that may have dissed you in a song or just dissed you or whatever the case may be. That's not nothing to crash out. This is something to crash out about. Because this could be you one day powerless and overmatched. I'm just saying. We got to start using and be strategic with our own power in our own neighborhoods. Not checking people where they, yo, bro, where you from? And they look like you and me. But if they don't, you don't say nothing. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. TMZ Brazil Glorilla has been arrested for felony drug possession in Georgia. It was also reported in conjunction with this that her house was being robbed at the time. The people that was at her home that was house sitting or whatever the case may be could be in connection of this because they did find, narcotics on, at the home supposedly that was reported. And, they don't know if the narcotics is hers or if it's the people that broke into her home. So this is what's going on in that particular situation. At the end of the day, and I said this last show, y'all, people really have to be careful who you surround yourself with, especially when you're successful. It doesn't matter if you're famous. It doesn't matter if you're known. If you're successful, you have to be very careful on who you have around you. When people feel like you are in position, and I say this all the time, the scariest place to live is in someone else's imagination. They think this of you. They think that highly of you. Great, flattering. But that's also a scary place to live, because that could hurt you in the short and in the long run. People will really think like, yo, they owe me this or they owe me that. Oh, yeah, they can handle it. They could. This is a slap on the wrist for them. So again, when you're successful, you have to be very careful on who you surround yourself with. You have to be very careful on who you let take possession of your property, take possession of the things that are near and dear to you. Can't have jewelry coming up missing, can't have money coming up missing. The people that you have representing you is an extension of you. So if they're not moving on business and on code, it's an extension of you. You have to clean house. So all people that are successful don't have to be famous, don't have to be on TV, don't have to be on social media. You could be a plumber, a famous plumber. There's a lot of plumbers out here making a lot of money. You could be a contractor. You could be an auto mechanic making a lot of money. Whatever that you do successfully, be very careful of the people that you have around you. I remember in the beginning of my music career, I still own businesses, but I remember me and my dad, we ran a business together, and he was super selective on who we brought on. And I'm like, yo, Pop, like this person, they a good worker, so like we should bring them in. He like, yeah, but nah. And I'm like, why? And he was like, it's just something about their energy, you know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something about them. You know what I'm saying? Nah. And I get it now, fast forward, you know. And rest in peace to my father. But fast forward, I get it. Because the business and who we are is an extension of us. So people that's a part of it, representing it, we got to stand on it. And if we don't, then the business loses credibility. So again, it doesn't matter if you're famous. As long as you're successful, you have to be very careful on who you have in your circle, who you have around you. And you can't have negative Nancy's. You can't have sour pusses in your circle, especially when you're about positivity, you're about building. You got to get rid of them. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to win. And if people are not down to win and sacrifice you, then yo, got to get rid of them. Rid of them. So yeah. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. Y'all brought it up already. Hulk Hogan has passed away at the age of 71. There's a lot of people out there saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. I'm not. Hulk Hogan was a part of my childhood. And when I was a little kid, I was like, yo, Hulk Hogan was the dude. You know what I mean? When I was 7, 8 years old, big into wrestling. You know, him, Ric Flair, Ted DiBiase. Like, yo, those are some of my favorite wrestlers, right? And for different reasons. But Hulk Hogan, he really stood up. He really stood tall and set himself apart. And having movies, merchandise through the roof, toys, wrestling buddies, you know, lunch boxes. He was on everything, right? Beach towels, the Hulkamaniacs, right? Great marketing tool. I'm not gonna lie. I was not only taken back, but I was also very hurt to find out the type of man that he was and his thoughts on people of my persuasion. And as a kid, I'm just looking at Hulk Hogan as an entertainer, as a good guy. Because when I was a kid, the theme used to be good versus evil. He was always on the good side, whether it's a movie or, again, you know, wrestling, right? And the way they build it up, right? So I was extremely hurt after the years of people that look like myself that poured into Hulk Hogan by going to the movies, by buying wrestling tickets, by buying toys, and all that stuff that was a part of my childhood. So his ideas and views against people that look like me, not jacking. So I'm not going to say rest in peace to him. I'm going to say he died at 71. For those who celebrate him, celebrate him. I'm not telling you not to. I'm not telling his family not to. Those are his family. Whoever are his friends and family, they have the right to support him. They have the right to say rest in peace. I'm not. I'm not his friend. I'm not his family. And I don't support what he believes because what he believes is negativity against people that look like me. He was entertaining at a point in time in my life when I was a little kid, little boy. So it's newsworthy. And Hulk Hogan has died at 71. Shout out to Martello. He is dead. Ric Flair is still drip. Yo, Ric Flair is still the dude, man. What you talking about, bro? He just beat cancer. He just beat cancer. Paul, I didn't hear that he died. Ernesto. I didn't know of this, to be honest. News of him. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, he had made mention of that some time ago, and ever since then I was just out. Bro, I heard he's still getting the females. Well, I don't know if Ric Flair's still getting the females, but he used to be the man. You know what I'm saying? Rolex wearing, jet setting. You know what I'm saying? Son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? With the big shades. You know what I'm saying? Ric Flair was popping. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so again, Hulk Hogan has died at 71. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Yo, I feel bad for the New York Jets, bro. I feel bad for the young man more, but damn, y'all New York Jets fans, I really feel bad for y'all. Like for real, like straight from the heart. So the New York Jets quarterback Justin Fields has suffered an injury that's going to keep him out for the year. So it's a season-ending injury. Camp just started, I believe, on Monday. So they only 2-3 days into camp, and he suffered an injury that's going to have him out for the year. This is very unfortunate because this will be the first time that he gets to show his talents ever since Chicago. He got a raw deal in Chicago, in my opinion. Him going to Pittsburgh, he should have been the next quarterback. I don't know why Pittsburgh didn't keep him. They brought in Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the game, but we're talking about 2025. I mean, but it is what it is. But, he's going to be out, and it's unfortunate because he loses on that opportunity. And I hope he comes back stronger, better, and I hope another team gives him a shot to, be a franchise quarterback, because this is a raw deal. I really feel bad for Justin Fields, but he did suffer the season-ending injury. So I wish him all the best, and I hope he gets I hope he recovers, steadfast and speedy, and I wish him all the best. I'm really rooting for Justin Fields. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. A court-imposed order had kept documents totaling 230,000 pages blocked from Dr. Martin Luther King from the public since 1997 regarding the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, including FBI surveillance. I mean, are we surprised for real? Since 1977, 230,000 documents. Blocked from the public. That's crazy. Including FBI surveillance. It's interesting that for years, the FBI is watching Dr. Martin Luther King, what he got cooking up, what he has going on, what's up his sleeve, going to the churches and uniting people that look like him and wanting them to do better for themselves. Oh, what a villain. But the day of his assassination, just so happenly, the FBI and their surveillance, where was that? And the person that they arrested, it was rumored and confirmed that he wasn't the person to actually shoot Dr. Martin Luther King. So where was the surveillance, FBI? Y'all been watching him all this time, but on the day of his assassination, well, somebody was sleeping on the job. Or were you? So it's very interesting that one, that in particular, what I just mentioned, and two, what did y'all have to hide? Why hide 230,000 pages from the public? Why? So it just makes you wonder. And then, of course, other leaders happened to go down after that, like Medgar Evers and so on and so forth. Of course, you know, Malcolm X. And they was heavily surveyed too. So where's the surveillance? It's like going to a corner store and it says surveillance 24 hours. But the day it gets robbed, the cameras, somebody was bringing new cameras. The cameras was down. They had Wi-Fi issues. Well. Nah, not buying it. So it's funny because it took President Donald Trump to get this situated, to have this available to the public. It actually took him. So again, I ask you, on the day of Martin Luther King's assassination, where were they? And why would they block these pages? If everything was on the up and up, and contrary to what most people believe, Dr. Martin Luther King didn't die right then and there on the patio or at the hotel floor. They said he actually made it to the actual hospital and was fighting for several days. I mean, that's what they say. And they have video proof. I'm sorry, picture proof of this. I'm telling you, when they want you, they want you. And this happened so long ago that we're in 2025 and now this stuff starts being released. Because they know once time go past, when people start passing away, people start getting older, people stop caring. And by the time you bring anybody to justice, those people are gone already. They leave that for the next, crew of people that's going to be in the politic game, in the mafioso game. Just crazy. Shout out to Heartbreak Kid. Appreciate you in the building, man. Hit them likes, hit them 100. Shout out to Gia. Shout out to Ernie, the Giant Chicken. That's a fire name. Appreciate that name. It's fire. You ever give a girl? Yeah. Yeah. Stupid. Shout out to y'all. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. There's a video that went viral. A man steals an entire rack of, entire snack rack from a Milwaukee convenience store. A man steals an entire snack rack uh, in the store of Milwaukee, at a local store in Milwaukee, and the video went viral. Um, I seen the video. That was pretty bold. He walked into the store, and I mean, we got chips and all that stuff on one rack, and you know it's pretty sizey. Yeah, homeboy jacked the whole thing, and not a chip fell on the floor. Took it to the car, put it in the back seat. Owner was like chilling, didn't do nothing, didn't fight for it, nothing. Now, of course, they got his car. They got the license plate. So it's only a certain point in time that they do catch this man. Was it worth it? You're taking penitentiary chances over a snack rack? And I know we're saying that half-heartedly because he could have been real hungry and his family is hungry. And that's the last thing he could do. He done tried everything else and he's like, yo, we gotta eat. Because I know bro ain't still the whole entire snack rack just to resell it. Like, you know how crazy that sound? I'm gonna take all this right here just to resell it. Sell it where? Where you gonna go? You gonna sell it from your house? Bro, they got you on surveillance. They got your whip, license plate. Only hunger could do that type of thing right there. That was straight hunger. Hunger hurt. Only hunger could do that. That's straight hunger. That's straight hunger. So he took penitentiary chances doing this. It's unfortunate that people feel like they have the results of this. It's unfortunate that people are really just without. And again, this is a part of our country where the more people that we have that are rich, the more people that we have in dire need. Anywhere that there's a whole bunch of rich, that means there's a whole bunch of dirt poor people. Except for if you're like in somewhere like Emirates or Dubai or, you know, somewhere like that where everybody's caked up, you know, Qatar. But in this country, it's the have and the have-nots. Like where I live in Florida is very interesting because you have people that have and you have the have-nots all in one area. It's no more you live good and you over here, and the people that live bad, they live over here. Florida's not like that. They like, nah, we all gonna share this. Whether you in the high-rise house or you sleeping outside, yeah, we all up in here. That's how they do it in Florida. Unless you in like certain parts of Miami. You know, they keep it real separate in Miami. But it's just unfortunate that people are resorting to that. And that's just not in Milwaukee. We got states all over the country that is in dire need of real resources. People don't want to steal. People don't even want to be rich for real. Everybody doesn't want to be rich. Like, I remember there was a girl in high school, and you know, we used to have conversations when we were in high school, and it's so crazy when you think of high school because so much time has passed, right? And she was like, I can't wait to graduate. When I graduate, I'm going to start my family, and I'm going to be living my dream. I'm like, hold on, live your dream? What are you talking about? She's like, I just want to get married and have kids. That's all I want to do. I'm like, damn, that's pretty simple. She's like, yeah, but I'm gonna be happy. I want to raise my family. I wanna work, but I want to have a family while I'm working. Like, I wanna raise a family. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool, good for you. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it. So everybody don't want to be rich. Everybody wants to make enough money to pay their bills, have savings, be able to go on vacation. That doesn't require people to be rich. It requires people to work. And people in our country don't mind working. Contrary to what people from other countries believe. Oh, Americans are lazy. We're far from lazy. Far from lazy. Far from lazy. Parents is hardworking. Grandparents is hardworking. we are hardworking. So that's a narrative that we need to get rid of and throw that away. Everybody don't want to be rich. So there's no reason why that we have people who want to work that don't have resources where they can go get cleaned up for real, where they could go get a job. Some people say, well, they could just go to a shelter. There's not a lot of men's shelters for men to really like go to, get themselves together and like have a program where they could go from being in a home to be able to work in a job to be able to rent a room, and then from renting a room to renting a place where they could share a apartment with roommates, and then going from being a roommate to having your own apartment or having your own home or whatever the case that you want. There's no real structure based on that. Now, there are for women, but even then and still, there's still not enough resources, and that's mainly because we don't make it a priority in this country because it benefits from having poor people. That's why we in the way that we are now, because it was designed. It's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. You think our country deals with the if? It's inevitable. If you have lack of resources, then we can get cheap labor by sending people to jail, because it's not if they're going to crash out, it's when they're going to crash out. And when they crash out, we're going to be right there. Not to mention the people that do work, we're going to get them caught up in some mess too. And this is coming from somebody that loves this country. I'm here. This is my country. Good, bad, and ugly. But we benefit on people being poor and not having a way out of the situation. So we need that. And I just think it's a shame that this man felt like he had to resort. When he did this, he had no worry. He wasn't even afraid of the owner coming out with the gun or nothing. He walked up in there, took the whole entire snack rack, which weighs about like 60 pounds, by the way, and just bodied it and put it into his car. So again, we need more resources for our people, and it's unfortunate. And a friend of mine, one of my older bros, he said this about 10 years ago. And I argued with him up and down. He said, yo, this country is going to go through a civil war because we have the haves and the have-nots. And the margin and the gap is getting wider and wider. And I'm like, nah, bro, our country would never have another civil war and things of that nature, because we deal with logic, and logically we don't need to have bloodshed. He was like, yo, I'm telling you, we're going to end up having bloodshed because of lack of resources. You say that because you're younger than me, you're doing well in life, so you don't see it coming. But because he was older, he saw it coming. And this is where we're heading. So it's unfortunate that we continue to have these lack of resources. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Shout out to Danny Martinez in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. The Justice Department has informed President Trump that he is on the Epstein files multiple times. I don't know what old Orange gonna do about this one, baby. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I don't think there's nothing that Donald Trump can't come away from when it comes to the legal troubles. I mean, we've seen him beat countless of charges, whether he was the president, not the president. Got good lawyers. So, I mean, at the end of the day, him being on this list, it won't change the public opinion of him if it is true. If it is true, it won't change the public perception of him. So what's the worst that could happen if people find out that he's really on this list multiple times? What's the worst that could happen? What is going to happen? Nothing. Nothing. Let's keep it real. We are in for our better interests. If he's doing things to make and enrich the people's lives of the United States, him being on his files, people will overlook it. Me personally, I won't, but I'm one person. Like, I still remember the fact that Donald Trump took a whole ad in New York news to prosecute 5 innocent kids of SA, and come to find out that they was innocent years later. So that's a part of his jacket. And at the same time he did that, he's partying with all the top celebrities, and people forget all about that. So I just don't understand, like, it won't change anything regarding this. It won't change anything regarding this. So shout out to Michael. Shout out to Douglas in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping in. People will overlook it to focus on policy. He's abusing the executive order, and the executive branch is getting too powerful. What happened to checks and balances? Great question. Great question. That terminology we learned, what, in the 5th grade, 6th grade, checks and balances in politics. So, again, if this happens to be true, I don't think this changed anything. He will still be the president. People will be like, oh, okay, and go about their day. I mean, let's be real. This is not his first term. This is his second term. And like I said in the beginning of the show, when I asked the question on popular opinion, in the popular opinion segment, well, I said that he's going to, the way the story is written out, he's going to be looked at the best president ever. Now, 67% of the rest of the world disagreed with that by saying that Barack Obama is going to go down as the best president ever. But it's not going to change anything either way. So, all right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. The WNBA it's been a lot going on. The WNBA Angel Reese has doubled down on possibly sitting out. She said recently, "We ain't bluffing. We will sit out." So those threats go to the WNBA officials that there could be a lockout for the WNBA in the upcoming season if they don't find a way to meet their minds on, I believe it's the revenue sharing, as far as they're looking for as percentages in their pay. And then, of course, you know, WNBA also had All-Star Weekend recently as well, which was also interesting. I will get into that as well, too. But for the lockout for a second, I spoke about this previously. I've never heard of a business that failed for 30-something years, have an uptick one year, and still be in the red $44 million. And then the very next year, your employees ask for some sort of raise. I've just never seen that in any type of business. Now, some people have the mindset, well, $70,000 to $250,000 a year for a pro basketball player is crazy. That's regular people money. regular people money. Um, I watch the WNBA. I've always watched the WNBA. Well, not always. I'm about to lie. I've watched the WNBA when it first started, when they just had 4 teams, and they had some good players. And then in between, I stopped watching. You know, wasn't interesting enough. Then they had players that I would watch from time to time. So I'm a supporter of the league because I did watch. Did I buy jerseys, go to games? I've been to a couple games. Not all the games, but I've been to a couple games. Y'all are bugging. If the business was thriving, then of course, ask for a raise. Ask for better revenue sharing. But if I'm a owner, which I am by the way, but not of the WNBA, but if I'm a owner of a failing business for 30 years, and when we finally have an uptick, and the only reason we having an uptick is because of the TV contracts. Now, granted, we get into TV contracts based on a couple of players. A couple of players. That's 2. Not the entire league. So based on that, I will work out a deal with those players. Now, some of the players may say, no, we all want, I'd rather for you to bust down my share with everybody else. If we do that, okay, cool. But if we're not doing that, then we have nothing else to talk about because this is business. Only, I don't know what it is, but only with people, I gotta be honest. Only with people that look like me and some of you out there, we use emotion as a bargaining chip. I don't, but I'm just saying overall. I say we because I'm a part of the culture. But we use feelings as a part of business when business is business. It has no place for feelings. It's facts and numbers. And if the facts and the numbers is what it is, then that's what it is. Now, is the WNBA, is it going to continue to have this uptick? It might. They planning on adding more teams. So you have more cities. So you're going to have more people watching because you're going to have more girls playing, right? But is the league interesting enough for people to watch? Most people don't realize the reason why sports survive because you have to connect to the casual fan, not the diehard fan, not the fan who support, not the fan who watches, the casual fan. College football, the NFL, the NBA, they thrive on the casual fan. The casual fan will watch the game and say, oh, he's better than him. He's better than him. No, LeBron James, oh, that guy is garbage. I seen this guy. He's way better than him. No, sir, he's not. No, you're casual. But casual fans buy tickets, buy merchandise. They're going to stream the game. If your casual fans don't do that, if it's not interested to the casual fan, guess what? Your league won't survive. And the reason why those sports survive is because they take in fan input. College football, NFL, NBA, they take in fan input. The WNBA refused to take in fan input. As a fan that watches the game, that watches the W as a supporter, I should say, I would like to see the rims lowered. Whether it's 9 feet, 9.5, I don't care. As long as it's a little lower, because I do want to see you dunk. It's a part of the game. I want to see the girls who can jump and throw it on girls. I want to see it. I want to tap into Whoever this girl is who gonna shake you, go to the hole, and throw it on you. It's a part of the game. You have to take in fan input. And if you don't, your game will thrive because it has to be available for not only the loyal, for not only the supporters, but for the casual fan. So now you're asking for a bump and increase in a game where, let's be real, if they go on strike, only a few of those players could even survive a strike. Let's keep this real. Angel Reese, she could survive a strike because she has other dealings outside of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, of course. Any of the players that's making, I would say, $200,000 per year and up, they could survive a strike, yes. But all the other women who make anywhere from 70 to about 125 a year, based on their lifestyle, they won't be able to survive a strike. No. Unless people are willing to lend some money out. So at the end of the day, I find it very interesting that a sport that's not necessarily in high demand is the type of sport that you like to see, because like, yo, you like to see positive women do positive things, playing a sport, doing something positive, not somewhere shaking ass and acting like a whole thot. They're doing something positive that could be inspirational to other young ladies coming up after them. And it gives them something to look forward to, because there is a history in the WNBA of great players. Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, one of my favorites, Cynthia Cooper. Too bad that Cheryl Miller got hurt, because we never seen the greatness of Cheryl Miller live out in the pro sports. Dawn Staley was a hell of a player when she played. Ruthie Boltonfield was a hell of a player. Rebecca Lobo was a hell of a player. Shamiqua Holesclaw was a hell of a player. Candace Parker used to mix girls up with her height and speed, and she used to kill them. Maya Moore used to be a bucket. Buckita. You know what I'm saying? Get buckets. Diane Taurasi. I mean, Sue Bird. I could go on and on. So there's a standard in the WNBA of great players, and I would like to see that move forward. But the league can't move forward if you're not dealing in leverage. And you can't say that, oh, 70. You're not going to get people to jump on your side when you already make 70 to 250,000 per. When anybody that makes 70,000 and more, you're in the top 25% in this country. 70,000 gets you a comfortable lifestyle in this country. You won't have to worry about buying groceries, getting gas, paying rent. It's the lifestyle that you want to come with it. And I get it. You see the guys, and even if you're not asking for what the guys are getting, because you play less games and you have less viewerships, you have less merchandise sold, you just have less. And the NBA has been subsidizing this league. So I get it. You want more of the revenue share. But how can you ask for that revenue share when these people been moving on a dying business, but they just keeping the lights on just so you can eat? That's a spit in the face, in my opinion. So for them to say that they're not bluffing about a strike, don't do it. Don't do it. You could get more by working with somebody than working against. Y'all need a different approach, because this is not going to get it done. And then it's quite interesting. There was a player, Courtney Williams. She was out enjoying All-Star Week in the WNBA, and I found it very interesting. There was a situation where she was going to the club with her crew called the Stud Buds, and they was denied access to the club initially. But she said, yo, we were Angel Reese. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, we popping, we got the stream rocking. Like, let us in. They finally was about to let them in, but the bouncer said, y'all gotta wait. Her reply was, I don't even understand why we gotta wait. Like, I just played in the in the All-Star game. Like, I'm from the W. Like, nobody, like, when I initially heard that, I thought it was a hotel that she was referring to. And then secondly, nobody knows the WNBA as the W. And thirdly, it's funny how you use the WNBA as qualification, certification, verification to solidify your place. But it's the same place you're at an All-Star game wearing t-shirts saying, pay us what you owe. Having the sign, pay us what you owe. But you're denied entry somewhere, but using their name to solidify and verify you at a local club. Again, you could get more by working with people than working against. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment, our Keep the Lie Alive segment. So my Keep the Lie Alive for this segment is hate versus opinion. Hate versus opinion. Too much in the social media space, I'm seeing it all the time where people give their opinion, whether it is asked for or not. Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. All opinions is not hate. All opinions is based on what you're putting out there. And if it's about that, then cool. But anytime you make it personal, then that's hate. Yes, we do have a lot of haters. And I wouldn't call it a real hate. It's just people like to troll. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's funny, right? When people are funny at trolling, it's funny. When it's corny, then it's hate. You know, it's hate. And when it's personal, it's hate. So that's the difference. So too many times we're seeing people just being overly sensitive about an opinion. Now, for example, right? Sports is an easy one. If you're talking about LeBron James and you're giving an opinion on how he plays and it's based on what you see, not what you feel. So you're not going to watch LeBron James and say something like, yeah, he's slow. Yeah, he don't jump high. He's not a good passer. You're not going to say stuff like that, because if you do, then that's hate. That's not an opinion. But if you say stuff like, yeah, he doesn't win the big game. That's a part of his jacket. He's lost 6 championships. But he's been in the league a long time as well. So is there concession trophies for losing? Hell no. But there's a difference between an opinion and a hate. And all opinions are not hate. So we got to get out this mantra that all things that's opinion based, and that's based on what you're doing and what you're putting out there, it's not hate. It's just you're calling something out. You're saying like, yo, this is what I see based on what you put out. I didn't ask for you to put this out. I got up on my stuff and you was on there and I just tapped in and I'm saying what I'm saying based on what you're saying, based on what you're doing, based on what you're putting out. And that's fine, because again, when you're in spaces where you're saying something is going to come back, whether it's positive or negative, and you have to be prepared for it. It's the same thing like with sex. You can't have sex, unprotected sex, and be mad at stuff like somebody getting pregnant. You can't be mad at stuff like getting an STD because you chose to have sex unprotected. You do know that these things can happen if you have unprotected sex. So when you say things and things come back, then you can't feel a certain type of way. Now, if it's hate, it's hate. It was a point in time social media was so bad where hate was like, it was in where people was looking at comments and unaliving themselves. And it took a turn where social media had to turn into some sort of safe space in some sort of way, some sort of support system. Not all, obviously, because we still have trolls. But it has to be some sort of balance, right? So that's why we don't have things like body shaming anymore, and clothes shaming, financial shaming, height shaming. We don't live in that type of world anymore, right? So again, all opinions is not hate. So we can't base it on that, especially when it's strictly spoken about the thing that you're doing. Again, keep it opinion and not hate. So hate versus opinion, all opinion is not hate. And that's my keep the lie alive for this episode. Man, I appreciate y'all tapping in each and every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30. Again, I'm Ashley Lovechild, and the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I want to thank y'all for supporting this show continuously each and every episode. Y'all are amazing. Y'all support is invaluable, and I appreciate it day in, day out. Thank you. I want to thank some of the sponsors of the show, Bravo Section, Button Snaps, and OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, hit me up on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. Also, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. Also, I want to thank y'all for supporting my new EP that's out right now on all music platforms. For y'all support, all you got to do is type in Ashley Lovechild. For those, if this is your first time watching or first time hearing me, type in Ashley Lovechild. I got fire music. This album in particular, 6 songs. Again, it's an EP full of fire, especially for my hip-hop heads. So make sure y'all tap in for those who haven't yet. Also, there's memberships in the page, y'all. Memberships in the page, different memberships gain different access of this podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that all notification bell. Again, your support is immense, and I thank y'all. The show continues to grow. We're on the road to 20,000 subs. We're a little over 11,000 subs. So again, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe notification bell and check the memberships in the page. Also, we have merchandise, so make sure you tap into the merchandise at fourthwall.com. You get 10% off on all items in our store. Just tap in Brothers Pod, the promo code Brothers Pod. Make sure y'all tap in. What else I got going on here? Oh, we got over 470 rewatch videos of this podcast on this channel. So make sure y'all tap into that. Whole bunch of shorts that go viral, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok. Yesterday, we did 10,000 views in one day on TikTok. That's big. So I appreciate all those for supporting the show. I really do. I really do. Whether it's this platform or the next, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate I saw this guy on the news. He was harassing Hasib Ahmed. We don't do that here, brother. This is not the pod for that. I don't deal in any type of bots. So please, we don't do that here. If you're here to support. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, but please don't be here to be weird. And we're not here for that. That's ridiculous. Isn't Ashley a girl's name? No, sir. No. I'm just asking. Yeah, no, sir. No. But a lot of girls know I was about to be a little. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Isn't this what a live's about? I think you're missing a word. But again, appreciate you tapping in. I never looked, amen. And Ashley, it's a first for everything, bro. It's a first for everything, bro. Because you call me anything else, you will get suplexed in person. I told you, I'm a little cray-cray. I could be tricked out my spot. I could do that. Trust me. I'm D1 in the two. Trust. So support, but don't be weird. Shout out to Big Mag, Marcus Houston. Is that you? Now that's my cousin. Shout out to Coco. Do the thug shake. Funny. I'd rather get pedigree. I can do that too. I can do that too. And a bit of the people's elbow. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ernesto. Name can go either way. How am I being weird? Ash, when we going? When we going? Now you had said something previously that was weird. You said something previously that was weird. That's why. Yeah. But because some people, that's what I'm saying. You have to make sure that you separate yourself from being a troll or being a supporter. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna crack some good jokes. You know what I'm saying? Because I love a good joke. You know what I'm saying? Ash is a dope nickname. Nope. Ashley is a better name. You know what I'm saying? Ashley. I'll take it. Come on, that's that's so stupid. When's the next tour date? I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I'm actually working on a new project right now. I hope y'all enjoying the Winners Loyalty. As I've been seeing, I checked my Apple and it's been popping up in different states. So whoever's in Texas, obviously Florida, but whoever's in Texas, well, I did tours I did a mini tour in Texas last year, but certain parts of Texas, Milwaukee, Mississippi, I don't know nobody in Iowa. Somebody in Iowa going hammies on the music. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Virginia and what was the other city? Charlotte. Those cities, I seen a crazy uptick in the stream and the plays. So again, whoever that it is that's in here, thank you. I appreciate your support. Continue to support. What in the immature, I will never lie. What's going on? That was good. I like that joke. See the thing about the jokes, right? I like to cook too. You feel what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate y'all don't got pictures, so I could, you know what I'm saying? We could throw them back. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know what I'm saying? I rapid fire on mine. I'm from Brooklyn. We grew up snapping. You had to learn how to snap in Brooklyn early. You know what I'm saying? Straight toddler stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I wish we could put pictures in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And real pictures, not no AI pictures, real pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I could get my snap back. But I'm gonna let y'all cook a little bit if they funny. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are funny. I hope you not all talk. Yeah. 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 No. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and give Wolf tickets. I just wouldn't try it. But I tell you, I'm nice with it when it comes to the jokes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Pull up on the Instagram, show me the page, and I will start cooking. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Chris Stokes. See? Come on. See? Come on. Something about you, like your low-key demeanor. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Y'all been amazing. I appreciate y'all each and every show. For those of y'all first time, again, I'm on every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30, right here on YouTube, at Ashley Lovechild, the channel Ashley Lovechild. Again, I want to thank y'all for y'all support. Y'all been amazing. Y'all always doing y'all thing in the chat, being lively and interactive in the chat, and I love it. Even some of the trolls, and I'm not saying y'all right now is the trolls. I'm just saying throughout the show I get trolls throughout the show. You know what I'm saying? All the time. But I appreciate it for the support and the people who come in and try to do they want to. So appreciate that. Ash got a dark ash side. Yeah, man. Trying to tell you, I'm a Cancer, brother. I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because I have friends that don't believe in signs, but it's just funny, regardless if you believe in signs or not, why most zodiacs have a lot of the same traits. Just saying. It's funny, no matter if you believe in it or not. And it's funny when I look at celebrities and I see the things that they do, I'm like, yo, yeah, like, I see how they did that. I see why they did that. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, King Petty. Ain't nobody could show you how to be King Petty better than the Cancer. Oh, you want to play? Oh, we can play. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go there, you know what I mean? But, 50 Cent, Kevin Hart, Jim Jones. Oh, Lord, Jim Jones. Shout out to Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? But damn, he took an L for the Cancers lately. Damn. Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? These are all petty dudes. You know what I'm saying? King Petty. You know what I'm saying? So I got a King Petty side to me too. I'm going to keep it 100. And I'm from Brooklyn. Come on now. And I'm light skinned. So all my life, I had to show people I'm kind of like touch. You know what I'm saying? I had to show people that. I'm just saying. Not talking. All my friends would tell you. I'm talking about my friends. They would tell you. Yeah. They would tell you. That's a fact. Do you have any Tupac stories? No. Tupac not in my era. I don't have no Tupac. Only Tupac story I can tell you is that I was sad when he died when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, they took Tupac out, know what I mean? That's all I could tell you. But I look at Tupac completely different as a grown man. As a kid, there was a lot of stuff. When you're a kid, it's funny when you're a kid, there's a lot of stuff that goes over your head about people that you like, about their music or whatever, right? It's things that go over your head, right? But when you become an adult, you be like, hey, hold on. He did what? You know what I'm saying? You look at it differently. So, you know what I mean? And what I'm talking about in particular, when Tupac hit Faith, when Tupac engaged with Faith and some of the other women, these women was in relationships with people that he knew that was his friends. So I don't have it in me to hit my friend's wife or girlfriend or sneaky link or whatever. Like, I just don't have that in me to do. Now, I might smash your wife, your girlfriend, your sneaky link, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I ain't gonna hit my friend, my boy, you know what I mean? Like, that's killing the bro code, you know what I'm saying? So I looked at that differently as I got older, you know what I'm saying? He's just a different type of dude. So the fights that I heard that he got into, I believe it. I believe that Michael Jackson stepped to him. I believe that, Casey and him got into a fight. You know, I believe all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He did questionable things as a grown man hearing it. So, yeah. Weren't you signed to death row? Bro, cut it out. You look older than me. You look older than me. You look older than me. Cut it out. I'm not that old. I'm 41. I'm not ashamed of my age. I just turned 41. You got art lying about their age still. Yeah, I'm 41. Yeah, I'm 44. Yeah, knowing that they 59. I'm proud of my age. There's going to be one point in time in my life when I'm 71 somewhere, be like, damn, I wish I was 41 again. Proud of my age. Cut it out. Talking about I was signed to death row. To the bitty squad. Another bad creation. A younger version of the young bad creation, like another bad creation. Those guys is older than me. What are you talking about? Oh no, Ash. I don't believe you. 41, you look like early 30s. I appreciate that, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I drink my water, you know what I'm saying? Live good, eat good, you know, keep that stress out of my life, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, my brother. So I'm proud of my age. The goal is to get older. I don't understand in our culture with how it's funny, like, bro, you're 50. Dude, purpose is to get older gracefully, healthy, financially, mentally. Like I don't only our culture do that. Only our culture do that. I don't understand that. We just see Malcolm Jamal won the pass at 54, and bro look nowhere near 54. Nowhere near it. He been popping since the 80s. The 80s. I was born in 84. I told y'all my birth year. I don't care. I'm here. You know what I've been through in my life? I've been through some real wars. And I'm here right now in 2025, still young, still vibrant, making more money than I've ever made, living better than I ever lived in my life. Are you kidding me? Whole purpose is to get old. What? Man, listen. I'm at an age where, man, listen, bruh. Bruh. What's that sound on TikTok? Bruh. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I live good. Always been solid. My daughter is 22 years old. Yeah, I was hitting the yeah, yeah. I was out there early. Yeah. 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 I was out there early. But I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. Proud of being a dad. Proud of that. Proud of being solid. Proud of living a good life and being healthy and feeling good and living good while we do it. So let's see some feet on the cam. $100. Bro, ask you for real, look young. Never would have said over 35. I appreciate that, bro. When I go to the clubs, you know what I'm saying? When I do go, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of the women that come at me, you know what I'm saying? Feel me? They be, you know, they of age. I don't play the, you know what I'm saying? But they do be of age. They grown women. They be about 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? Come at your boy. My crib. The hotel is this way, ma'am. Just saying. I'll pick you up. Yeah, y'all. Again, I want to thank y'all for tapping and make sure y'all hit that like button, hit them 100s, hit them likes, hit them 100s. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Again, I want to thank y'all for supporting the show. Again, if it's your first time watching, I'm on every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 without fail. This is episode 179. So, the model of consistency. So I will be here Sunday doing the damn thing. Appreciate y'all. Again, y'all can tap into my TikTok. I'm Ashley Lovechild everywhere. Just type in Ashley Lovechild or Ashley Lovechild Mojo. Your boy's gonna pop up. So I appreciate y'all tapping in. Shout out to Paul 180 up next. That is a fact. And we're going to have a kick-ass show for episode 180. I'm thinking about doing something for the 200th episode, and I might pull up to a random city Can the brothers get a rap on the road? You know what I'm saying? So type in some cities that would be dope for your boy to pull up to. What is your content about? Shout out to Heaven. What is your content about? We talk about everything here. We talk about social commentary, sports, entertainment. We even have questions. I even enlighten the folks on some things of history, and they enlighten me back. So it's an open conversation here, but in a structured form. Feel what I'm saying? We have a good time. The Bronx, okay. Shout out to the Bronx Ghetto Flowers, you know what I'm saying? The Bronx always show me love, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn, so they always show me love in the BX, you know what I'm saying? What crew you from? I'm from the crew of Ashley. That's my name, sir. I'm an individual, proud man. You know what I'm saying? What happened to your partner? He's good, man. He's good. Shout out to my bro Santana. He's good. Okay, I like and subscribe. Appreciate that, Heaven. Appreciate that. Arizona, Tucson. Okay, that's where the Arizona Wildcats is at, right? That's Joey Doe. Edmond, Canada. Shout out to, yes, you just saying Edmond, Canada, or you being for real? Tell Santana we all said hi. Will do, man. He's good. He's good, man. Will do. Will do. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking about coming to a city near you, and I might come to a city or two, depending on, you know what I'm saying? And we'll do a nice event, and we'll have a good time. Where are you from? Don't mind me asking. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I don't live in Brooklyn anymore. I moved, but I'm from Brooklyn. Been in Brooklyn all my life. Not now, though. You're the famous guy. I appreciate that. I don't aim to be that, but I don't even want that. I don't want that jacket because I won't pay the price for fame. I won't pay the price for fame. My butthole is a virgin butthole, so I will not pay the price for fame. I will accept, well, I mean, people do the trolls, so people gonna troll when shows get, you know, popular, but fame, I just don't like that word fame. You know, because that comes and goes. I'm not willing to pay the price for that. That's not the objectivity. But I appreciate that though. Thank you. Say no to Diddy then. Y'all gotta get y'all pink tops. You talking about Diddy? Get your pink. When you out and about and you having a good time with a young lady, y'all, you gotta have the pink tops. Get you some pink tops. You have a good time with the pink tops. Take that. Get you some pink tops. Get it all oiled up. Rub-a-dub-dub. Have a good time. Pink tops. Get you some. This man definitely been to the freak off. Now I'm not gonna hold you. You see what I'm saying? Like let's keep this real. Let's keep this real, Playboy. We gonna keep this real, Playboy. Nah, seriously. When I was starting in music, right? This was like my first year I started in music was like 2008, right? My very first project wasn't an album, but it was a project. So I was actively recording, right? Because back then, or at that time, because 2008 is not that far from now, but in 2008, the mantra of the music industry, if you wasn't down with Diddy, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Busta, you know, those type of crews from New York City, then when you being an independent artist, that wasn't cool to be an independent artist at that time. So 2008, I'm independent, and I did have a company outside of the company that I started, but I did have a major that wanted to sign me. I had two, and I said no to both deals. My mother got upset at me, but at the end of the day, if Diddy was to invite me to a party in 2008, I would have went looking for women. Now, because I am a bit of a crash out, if Diddy would have tried something, it would have been bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, 2008, I just stopped playing college football. I was about 235 pounds, college football running back. Diddy wasn't going to try me, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't got that type of energy. I'm from Brooklyn. Like, and when I say I'm from Brooklyn, like, I'm, when I was young, and then on top of that, I'm a little touch, 230 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, everybody would have went to a Diddy party in 2008 looking for women, at least me. You know what I'm saying? If I would have been met with any other thing other than women, y'all would have heard about Ashley Lovechild a long time ago for strangling your boy Diddy. But I do appreciate the pink tops. These are great for massages. That used to be the thing. When I ain't gonna hold you, when I was a teenager, right? And a young lady would come to the house. I'm like, yo, you want a little massage? You know what I'm saying? Pink top. In college, come to the room. Yo, you want a little massage? Pink top. You know what I'm saying? Pink top. It works. You know what I'm saying? As a grown man now, I don't need the pink top. But just them seeing that makes them laugh. And then, here's a secret, fellas. If you get a woman to laugh, if you get her to go, ha ha ha, you in there like swimwear, baby. Trying to tell you. If you can't make a woman laugh, just pack it up. Pack it up. Because if you can't make her laugh, she's going to think that you're just there for the sex. You see what I'm saying? But if you get her to, ha ha ha, then, you know what I'm saying? So, you straight. You rap or sing. I do both. I started off as an R&B artist. My first album, I did R&B. Everything else from there been straight hip hop. So, don't go. Shout out to Islam. Shout out to Joey Doe. Shout out to Mo123. Who is this? I'm Ashley Lovechild. Sir, who are you? Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes and hit them 100s. Shout out to Eli Plays. Appreciate you tapping in. But yes. All in all, we have a good time here. Crack jokes, share stories, give information, and we give our opinions on things, and we give facts on things too. Straight facts. So again, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I am Ashley Lovechild. I'm here every Thursday, every Sunday. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast? So again, tap in, like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that all notification bell. And there's memberships in the links. Different members get different access. So make sure y'all tap in. All right, y'all. Your boy is up out of here. And again, tap into my Instagram at Ashley Lovechild or my TikTok at Ashley Lovechild. And I'll see y'all soon. And y'all already know, it's love. And I'll see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. I'm out.